Okay, so now that you've seen where we're headed, let's talk about the first step to getting there. So the first hurdle that most beginning jazz piano players need to overcome, especially if you're from a classical background, is to get used to identifying chords primarily by their thirds and sevenths rather than primarily by their root. So the goal is, when you see a chord symbol or conceive of a chord in your mind, for your mind to go first to the third and seventh, not to the root. There's a lot of reasons for this that we'll explore in this series, but for now I'm going to flip the camera around and show you 3 exercises that will help you work on this skill. I'm going to give you 3 exercises for working on finding the thirds and sevenths of chords. The first exercise is to do it embedded in a tune. So we're going to stick with Just Friends. And what you're going to do is you're going to find the third and seventh of every chord with your right hand, while your left hand plays the bass, and with your left hand while your right hand plays the melody. So you're teaching both your hands to find these voicings. Also, you're going to voice lead each third and seventh voicing. And what that means is you'll find the inversion of the third and seventh voicing that's closest to the one that came before it. So rather than just skipping around and just finding each chord wherever you happen to see it first, you're going to find the voicing that requires you to move the least. So in Just Friends, for the first 16 bars, with my right hand, that would look like this. With my left hand, it would look like this. You generally want to keep these voicings higher than the C below middle C and lower than the G above middle C. But that's just a general rule. It's okay to go a little bit below it. You'll hear when it starts getting muddy. Okay, the second exercise is to find chords around the circle of fifths. So, assuming you know what the circle of fifths is, you'll start anywhere on it you want to. You'll choose one chord quality, so for instance, a major 7 chord, and you'll just find a major 7 chord all the way around the circle of fifths. Again, voice leading into each chord so you're not skipping around. So I'll start at F major 7. Next in the circle is B flat. Next in the circle is E flat, A flat, so go all the way around the circle and just voice lead each chord. Don't skip around. Okay, the last exercise is also based on the circle of fifths. And what you're going to do is just choose one interval. And you're going to find it both above and below the reference pitch. So this is a skill that you're going to need, especially as our voicings start becoming more complex. And later on, as we talk about reharmonizing a melody and chord substitutions, you're going to need to be able to think top down and think about a note's relationship to notes below it, not just thinking up from a bass. So I'll choose a minor third, or let's choose a minor 7th. And I'll start on F again, and I'm going to find a minor 7th above F and a minor 7th below F. Then I'll go to the next note in the circle. I'll find a minor 7th above it and a minor 7th below it. Next note. So you're going to go all the way around the circle of fifths, finding major thirds, major sevenths, and minor sevenths. So between all three of these exercises, your goal should be to be able to sit down and sight read through any tune in the real book, playing thirds and sevenths in your right hand and bass in your left, or thirds and sevenths in your left hand and melody in your right.